We're back. Rah. 2 days in a row. Rah. Rah. Hello. 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 I hate when you can gra. I hate when you can like hear my voice shake from like how hard I'm waving because of my arms. That's so embarrassing. I just picked up on that. I was going fucking hello. You can hear. I'm like exposing my twig torso. I can make my voice shake just by moving my little twig arms around on my branch torso. God, didn't notice until now actually. I didn't notice until just now either, and now I can never see it the same again. I genuinely never see myself the same again. That is pathetic. God. Hi everybody. Hi Ducks. Hi Poogie. Welcome in. Hi Erics. Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Rah. You Groot. Kidney stones? You are a moderator. You have a mod badge. You cannot do this to me. Your root is crazy. Yeah, I am. Your root banned. Both of you. Kidney, I need you to time out merch and then vacate yourself. Full illegal named. Exactly. Kidney is so real for that. Kidney is fired. You're not even hired, bro, but you're fired too. You're all fired. How are we all doing? I'm happy to be back. I'm happy I'm doing well enough to be able to be here today continuously. I'm like a fly. I'm like a fly. Have you guys seen that? Yippee! That TikTok clip?
Fast you might burn.
No, that's not true. Because... Well, honestly, because I don't have the strength to input the friction needed to do that kind of thing. Thank you, Gabe. But you know what's really funny? Also, Yunda, thank you for 3 months. Thank you very much. Our last Ring Fit stream, it's really gross. I only played for like what? Like 2 hours? But after that, when I went to go take a shower, I realized I had like a tiny blister on my big toe from playing Ring Fit. I'm like exposing myself for not being on my feet enough. I had a little like thing on my foot from playing Ring Fit. God, I'm just telling on myself. Why am I doing this? Genuinely, why am I doing this to myself? You need a mat? I mean, I'm wearing socks and shoes. I thought that would be enough. You need a workout wear? I think that's... I think that is unfortunately the main takeaway. Shoes indoors? Slippers! I wear socks and slippers indoors. Don't worry. My parents would not forgive me otherwise. Like actual shoes or like slippers? Slippers. I haven't come around to get a new pair of like running shoes or anything just for Ring Fit. That seems excessive. I don't think I can justify it.
Hello, you pills.
Hi.
You yix wave.
Hi, Hysteric. Thank you for 2 months. Thank you very much. Shut up. Okay, shut up. Okay, I gave you that for your entertainment. Don't make me regret it. Okay? Jeez, how sedentary are you? I'm not that bad. I swear I'm not that bad. I'm just very soft. Very soft. Like a block of tofu? Like a block of silken tofu? I can't even give myself the hardened tofu term. Big, strong, soft. Big and strong, and a little bit squishy. It's not that bad. I'm just a little guy. I'm a little guy. It's just what I do. I've been looking at dogs too much. I almost called it my breed. That's really bad. Can you imagine having like human beings who are specialized to just sit in front of computers and live stream on the internet? Can you imagine being born to do that? I can't. I definitely can't. And I'm sorry to all the office workers and people in IT and programming who I just made catch strays. Here she goes. Take the E word out of your vocabulary right now. Reminds me of the ideal human form to survive a car crash. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think unironically a body like that would be good for a sedentary job as well, because you remember all of the padding around the neck and the upper chest area on that like humanoid model. Like imagine all of the insulation and protection that there is there for like your like respiratory system and your airways and your vocal cords. It's like peak yapping form to basically be Jabba the Hutt, you know. Hi Inez, welcome in. Have you guys seen that image? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Human to human form for surviving car crash. Why is it that the first thing that came up was like human form for surviving spouse on my Google recommended searches? What are people going through? Okay, look, I got it. Ew, it's a WebP file. Who cares? Alright. This might be a little bit NSFL. But it's just disturbing. It's not like gross or gory in any respect. They designed this man's anatomy to be built to withstand car crashes. I do believe this to be TOS. Hi, IGN. Hello. Look, this is the peak male form, the peak streamer form, the peak sitting human form of all time. I'm about to show you the light, and if you choose to unsubscribe after this, I completely understand. Look at this man.
Bruh.
Listen, if you choose to unsub after seeing this image, I totally get it. Because why on earth does this man have 10 titties on each side? He's got an individual titty, miniature size, for each intercostal space. Like the space between each and every single rib. There is a titty on the skin for insulation. That is peak streamer form. When people satirize like no life streamers by drawing them like rats and cockroaches, I don't think that's peak, because I think the truth is creatures like rats and cockroaches get a lot of daily exercise. They actually move around a lot for their size. Our steps per day as people could not compare to those insects and four-legged small animals. We should be drawing no-life streamers like this. You know, someone who gets it is like Meat Canyon. Anyway, peak form. Absolutely, you'll see that, like, it's not even a fold or a set of folds that goes down the neck, you know, down the jaw and through the neck. It's just one mass. These designers saw human evolution and was like, oh, a neck? Nah, take that out. We don't need that. He doesn't need to swivel his head or anything. The alpha of our species. This is the man who will survive the apocalypse. When aliens come across a desolate remnant of human civilization, they're going to see him. I hope they only see him. He still has less forehead than you. Bro does not have a forehead. Bro doesn't have a forehead. He's got like a bi-head. He's got like Mickey Mouse ears on either side. He looks like the Destiny 2 logo. Does he not? The shape of his like the shape of his hairline and like the facial hair, like, doesn't it give like that shape? You know? That's foul. Good. I can see it. I knew I was cooking. I knew it. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Okay, enough of it. Imagine commissioning this as a VTuber model, how it would jiggle in the ribs. Okay, one last. No, you would, if you wanted to get a VTuber model like this rigged with full jiggle physics, your rigger would be charging you a complexity fee of at least $1,500. His milkers are just that plentiful. There are just so many. Huey, if aliens are watching your stream, what do you think they're thinking? I think if aliens are currently part of the viewership, I would be a vaccine against alien invasion for humanity. I would literally be a social vaccine. Aliens will leave us alone if they only attain exposure to human society through me. And I really do stand by that. There's no sign of life here. Okay, I think we've already fulfilled our unhinged quota for the day. I don't think we need to make it worse. I think it's been bad enough already. I don't know how we got onto that topic and then went all ham in on it. That was not good. Not good. No more of that. Hi, guy. Thank you for a whole year.
Enjoy my time here. There is never a boring moment.
Boring is certainly one way to put it. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. I really thank you for using the word never boring to describe my streams, because genuinely there are so many other adjectives you could use. Thank you for being nice. And thank you, really appreciate it. That's like you're like a mom whose kid says something completely outlandish, unrealistic, and stupid. And you're like, oh, well, that's very interesting. That's what you just did. Okay. I decided yesterday, but I forgot to, that I would tell you guys about what happened to me at the beginning of the week. I was in heavy contemplation over whether it was something I should bring up at all. But I think it's okay, because at the end there was no harm done. It was just really uncomfortable for everyone involved. And it was just really, really weird. But here we go. There's that story time. I'm in the market for an iPhone, right? For VTubers, iPhones are very important.
Hey, Snow,
hi,
yo,
Zero.
Stinky yo, Short yo, Smooth brained yo, Chesterly challenged yo, Baby VTuber yo, you stooped, thank you yo.
Bro said I am the firing squad. Burned to a crisp. God. That's wild, Zoro. Because I recall your previous resub messages, and you were not mean to me before. What changed in the previous month? What happened? You've changed. Thank you for 3 months. Thank you. We changed him. Yes, I believe in that. All of you are a negative, bad influence, and you should all be ashamed. Look at what you've done to this poor man. One of us? Shut the fuck up. He was yetched by an angle. Prolonged exposure. Okay, that's on you. Nah.
It's
Nah.
the virus. Everyone will eventually become a bully.
The new viewer became acclimated. God. Acclimate to society. Not me. Acclimate to the values that your parents instilled in you when you were very young. Acclimate to your fear of women and treat me like a woman. He acclimated to his geological niche. What the hell does that even mean? What? About that, you're a woman? Okay. I shouldn't have even brought it up. I should never mention my gender on stream ever again. Legitimately, the only acceptable comment for me to make about my gender is my pronouns are Alex/Hall, or like my pronouns are you/we. I can't say anything else. My pronouns are 2x4. Thank you, Mata. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Hi, Cooper. Thank you for 4
I can
months.
only see you as a creature. You yikes head pat.
Cree/Cher. How? Okay, color me this. Embrace your inner salesman for a moment. Okay? Be real with me. How am I supposed to acquire new viewers who actually enjoy their time here and don't question their presence? Because one of the main running jokes on this channel is dehumanizing me. I say that fully sarcastically, by the way. I think I sounded too serious. I don't give a shit. But from a marketing standpoint, not because I actually like feel disrespected, which I think in itself is kind of concerning. I think I should feel disrespected, but I don't. Well, God, what if I end up like Logan Paul one day? What is this creature yapping about? Erdo, perfect timing. Look at your comment and look at you, a first-time chatter. How do you feel as somebody new to the stream coming in here and seeing my regular viewers calling me not human, calling me a creature? As a viewer, as a consumer,
The Saint Jimmy gifted a
does
tier
that
1 sub
make
to
you...
Cox. They have
And
given
you're gifted a
24
sub.
gift subs
Now
in the
I can't
channel.
take your opinion objectively because you've been bought out by my chat, the very party that I'm trying to combat. It won't work anymore. You're not supposed to do that so soon. That's like lobbying him. You can't do that. I feel welcomed. See? Biased. Now his take is biased and I have to take it from someone else. Yo, welcome in. What do you have to say? Feels like home. Okay, well, maybe I'm biased because I don't think that's what you were supposed to say.
Zydricon gifted a tier 1 sub to Hyoshin 1. They have given 142 gift subs in the channel.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Bribery. None of us should go into politics, ever. Ever. No one currently listening, including myself. God. You look upset I'm not upset. I'm just I speak as the head of marketing. What are we gonna do? Head of marketing. Also, thank you for your genuine take, Virtuous. I appreciate it. I'm glad you feel like you can be yourself here. Rebrand. Graduate and start on a new channel. No, I think it's too late now. I don't think I could go anywhere else and pretend like it's not me. I think my voice is too distinct. Department of Education. I don't think your chat will deter new viewers. I don't know. I mean, Yippee!
I never changed, always bully yo, the most chastity challenged VTuber ever. Why cosplay as a cutting board when you are a cutting board? Yo, X love.
Chastity challenged cutting board. I can't. I quit. How am I supposed to ever come back from this? Ever. Chastity challenged? The CCCP, Mike. Okay, let's. Anyway, story time, right? That's what we care about. I don't feel like. I don't feel chastity challenged, okay? I'm not challenged in any way. You know why? Because I simply choose not to think about it on a daily basis. It doesn't concern me. There's nothing that you can make me feel like you're taking away from me because I've never expected it, nor had it, or wanted it in the first place. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm done. I'm good. Alright. Glad you got it out. Thank you. I apologize. Thank you very much. Gra! Thank you. I'm done. I'm good. What's the game for today, by the way? More horror games. We're going to finish our Backrooms game, and then we can either do demos, or we can play the major Silent Breath, or like Don't Scream updates. I have all of them. I downloaded Silent Breath, the right game. We can vote after the Backrooms game. I would be down for that. Okay. Yeah, so iPhones. So unfortunately, or maybe for some people, but not me, for better or for worse, I suppose I should word it. VTubers are very dependent on iPhones VTubers are... Are you fucking kidding me? Why do you bark? It's not voluntary. It's... Okay, look. My defenses are up when I'm playing a horror game, okay? If I get scared organically, then it's different. If I get scared in the moment of talking about a fucking iPhone, what? I didn't expect it. Yippee!
VTuber are very dependent on the Apple ecosystem.
Yapple. Yapple. I can't defend this. I can't either. Wow.
FDGFGH.
Thank you, Ruffle. Thank you for 2 months. Face ID. Nintendo, don't do that. They'll sue me. Jake, you can't do that. UEOS. You witch, stop. Stop. I'm a little guy. I can't afford lawsuits. Okay. Anywho, yes, and for better or for worse, all of the major tracking programs, as well as the only good integration that exists when it comes to turning your phone into a webcam, is by Elgato, and it only works for iOS. And as we know, the entire concept of good facial tracking comes from an iPhone. For better or for worse. For me, it's for worse because in my personal time, I don't use iOS.
For a whole year.
Hi, Sour. Hello.
Jokes
Thank you
aside,
for a
you're
year.
like my favorite VTuber on this site, and I'm glad I stumbled across you somehow.
I really appreciate
glad to be here
that.
for this long and even longer.
Thank you. Thank you. Anywho, we depend on it, and my phone, I bought it used. I actually buy all of my phones used, including my daily driver, which is actually an Android. For me, it makes sense because I'm only getting it to use it for 1 or 2 of the functionalities. Oh, you know what else is iOS only and pisses me off? Heart rate monitors. My heart rate monitor widget is specifically on iOS. It's crazy. It goes so deep. I don't know why. It's all iOS exclusive, but point is unfortunately VTubers need iPhones, and my daily driver, the poor little guy, I've put him through the ringer the last 1.5 years, and he was used to begin with, so I think it's about time to move on from him. But especially because my 2.0 is in the next month, and I really wanted a smoother update for then. That would have been nice. What else? I also it's on my bucket list. I really want to eventually do a hand cam stream, and I think buying a straight webcam these days is kind of stupid when I could just have a phone. It just sucks that that phone has to be an iPhone. But otherwise, if you have the widget and you have the iPhone, you cannot compare quality from a webcam compared to an iPhone. And I am not shelling out the same cost as a whole mini computer for a singular Sony camera. I just refuse to do that. That is one purpose, and I can't use it for anything else. That's my justification. I was thinking well, I'm gonna be out of the city the beginning of this week helping my parents with their work stuff. I may as well like see if anyone's got any unused phones and are selling them secondhand. And I wanted a bit of a change up this time, because I feel like, you know, I'm gonna use this for a long time. And why would you need an iPhone for hand cam? Just for the camera. Just so like the camera quality is really nice. And then after that I can use like a newer phone and put it here for my facial tracking. That's how it works. As an Apple hater, iPhone has some great features. It really does. iPhone has so many iOS specific features that people have turned into entire industries, namely all of this, right? Yeah, Elgato's Camera Hub app, exactly. That's what I want. And so you're going to lowball everyone? I didn't. I was thinking like, I want to like get something that's actually new, and like since the newer iPhone just came out, I was thinking, okay, let's see if like anyone has a previous gen that's like actually still brand new, and see if we can get our hands on that, because I want to try a brand new phone. Apple has a legitimate monopoly on VTuber tracking if you want like quality tracking and anything to do with ARKit, which gives you like actually detailed facial movements. You have to go for iOS. Like, webcam and Android technology just are not there. They don't compare to it. And it was completely unintentional. They literally, didn't they like make ARKit for fucking Animoji? I swear to God, I've never seen any of my iOS user friends use Animoji ever, and then the VTuber industry literally started off from it. It's crazy. I've never seen anybody use Animoji. The only Animoji image that exists in my mind is the head exploding hippo. I feel that was an Animoji. Apple had this function where like you could turn yourself basically into an animated character, and you could like basically do what I'm doing exactly right now, but with like a little cartoon face of yourself. My ancestors are Animoji. Every VTuber you know, the Animoji came before them. Yeah, that tracks. Anywho. Yeah, so I like basically went on a marketplace and someone was selling a brand new iPhone, and it was like reasonably priced. I didn't negotiate at all because I'm scared. It wasn't low for the price. I checked, so I was like, okay, this seems legitimate. The girl's talking to me. She seems very, very nice. She said that she was like selling it on behalf of her dad, and she would get me the receipt for when we met and everything. And the day comes, it's out of the city for me, so I drive there with my mom, and it's to a part that I've never been before, like a few suburbs away. And first of all, it doesn't really feel safe there, but I don't really care. I personally enjoy like seeing different types of neighborhoods, but we make it across to the strip mall basically because we're meeting in public, and this guy walks over and he waves, And he's this young looking guy. He's got like the like apple bag and everything, and he gives it to me to check, and he's like friendly off the bat. And
as my dad always said, slip him 200 quid cash and give him a wink. Always works when I want to be a dairy milk.
what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm sorry, Mata. Also, Pan, welcome in. Wait, social media pictures come out clear? I know that was a thing with iOS for very like old versions of apps like Snapchat and Instagram. Is that still the case? There's no way, right? Like, are apps to this day still like differentiating quality between whether the uploader is uploading from iOS or from Android? Is that like, that's really? That's crazy. I don't know. Oh, but you know, speaking of, you know what else is for some reason iOS only? Voice tweets on Twitter. I didn't know this because I've never really looked into doing it myself, but I was talking like months back with a VTuber friend, and she was like, yeah, if you like want to send out any voice tweets, you have to do it through an iPhone. Like, Android does not have that function. I'm like, why? Like, they both have microphones. What?
Yippee!
It's still sometimes
Voice tweets are iOS only. Yes.
Into camera hardware. It happens because some Android apps still screenshot the camera viewfinder instead of taking an actual photo. Sag.
But if you take all photos off of the camera app and then you upload them through an app, it should be the same either way, right? Right? Sorry, Zerbo, is that what you mean? Like if you're like posting to Instagram,
Oh,
like
wow.
if you're die die, son. Thank you for 15 months. Thank you. It should be, but some apps don't let you. Oh, I see. Man, that's crazy. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know about any of this. Man, I don't really use social media for those things as much as I probably should with what I do and all, but I just don't. Yeah, Snapchat. I know Snapchat was infamous for like giving preference, like a very strong preference to Apple phones. But that was also like a decade back. I don't think it's like that anymore. Android has a basic ass camera system. Oh, I see. I see. So what you're saying is if you care about that kind of thing and you want to go with Android, you should go with one of the big wigs of Android. I see. Outside of VTubing, I recommend not paying the Apple tax. I know! That's honestly why I'm so reluctant. I was so reluctant, like, about the possibility of having to, like, switch into an iPhone in the future as a backup. Just so I have it. Like, once this current Android phone dies, for my purposes, does it really make sense for me to grab another Android? And I think the answer is like no, unless like I want like no backup in case anything ever happens to my main device that I use when streaming. But at the same time, like I'm sorry, iOS users. Every time I touch the Apple interface, I get really frustrated. Like if I try to use an if I try to use an Apple keyboard and I make a typo, for some reason, it's so much harder. It's like the little things. It's so much harder for me to like scroll, to like point exactly like where my typo is in a sentence and delete that one character and replace it. But with like Apple really wants you to press and hold, which takes more time than just tapping once. Wow.
Colon 3.
And also something that I can do on Android, because my schedule is so different from people who work 9 to 5s. I go to bed at like 2 a.m. a lot. I'm like up working until 2 a.m. a lot. And that's not me working hard. That's just my schedule. I don't want people to like be weirded out by that though. Especially if I'm just talking to them professionally. I don't need them to know my schedule. I can schedule my not my tweets. I can schedule my texts. That's a huge thing for me. And I don't know if it's true, but people using iOS told me that you can't do that on an iPhone. That just got added in 18.1. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so they're telling me the truth then. That's crazy. Hi, Degenerate. What a name. The spacebar cursor is a thing for Android and iOS. It's just dumb to have to use it in the first place. I think it's more intuitive to just point there, but I also understand why that would work for people with bigger fingers. I have very pointy fingers though, so I like tapping exactly where I want to go. I did see that Apple just added also the feature that allows you to see how many minutes left your phone has until it's fully charged. That was crazy to me because I've had that feature since I was literally 15 years old. That was insane. Like, I have had that for so many years. I didn't know it was just added to Apple. Like, I don't think anyone can justify that. I think Apple is very cool. It is very expensive, but at the end of the day, like I'm not some like Apple hater. I just have a preference because of my experience. And it's just wild. Yui has a stylus branch on her plank. Tech, never speak to me again. I never want to see your name in this chat ever again. Damn, okay, but no, I'm kidding. Wait, you can't skip alarms on iOS? Why? I am really sad though. I love, you know what I love about Apple? I love their cameras so much. You know what I hate about Samsung, which is what I have? Like, yes, they make nice cameras, but their software is, I don't like it personally, and I don't know if there's any way to turn it off. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Apple's cameras are better, period, but also, even though other flagship companies are very much comparable, Samsung does this thing where they automatically enhance your photos whether you like it or not. Like, you, as far as I've checked, I don't have a choice. Like, they will artificially boost contrast and vibrance. If I'm taking pictures of food, I take the most pictures of food compared to anything else. And I'm sure that Samsung's camera... Oh! I'm sure that Samsung's camera has an auto-detect feature for knowing that you're taking pictures of food. And the moment it has that check mark, the vibrance and the contrast of your image goes up by like 20%. And I can't turn it off. I don't know why. Like, and like when I see like iOS images of like dishes, they look so much better. Also of people, something that Samsung does, and I've always wondered this, because they're based out of South Korea, right? I think when you take pictures of people, in my opinion, I think Samsung's camera makes you more pale. Like the software, I don't know if this is true. It's based on my personal experience from my friends who have taken pictures of me with iPhones, and me taking pictures of myself, and my mom taking pictures of me with her like newer than mine Samsung model. I look different. And like, I know for a fact that none of us have like any automatic like enhanced features on, because I'll be real, I'm sure my mom doesn't know what those are or how to use them, and I don't use them. I look different. I swear it changes something about my skin. And about that, and about my eyelashes in particular.
If you read Steve Jobs' biography, it explains a lot. His attitude was, I will design a beautiful computer with a perfect UI. And if you disagree, you are objectively wrong and a terrible person.
I've heard that, like, I've never read his book. I know it's very good, but I know he's a very controversial figure as well. That tracks. Steve is a weird dude. Was he? Oh. I didn't know that. I just know he gave really good presentations, and he wasn't exactly a family man. That's all I know about the guy. Yeah. Yeah, and the fake moon thing. The fake moon thing is real, by the way. For anyone who doesn't know, Samsung for some reason does a thing with their like mega like zoom camera. It's like a gimmicky feature that they updated where you can do like a telescope lens, and like it goes up to 100 times zoom in, and like at night if you take a picture of the moon above you, you're like absolutely wowed, because it literally shows you the crevices and the craters and texture on the surface of the moon. But apparently that was exposed as another auto-detect feature where the software would automatically impose the texture of our moon onto your camera footage, which is insane. That's like scam shit. Who is paying $1,500 for a flagship like that? That is insane. Are they still doing it, by the way? Yippee! Because my phone is like 4 or 5 years old at this point. Is it still a thing? I've no... They're still doing it. That's wild. That's crazy. Yeah, that's like not acceptable at all. That's like AI before AI. They got sued over that too. I would be incredibly surprised if they were not sued. Because that's just straight up lying. Yeah, anyway, I'm really, really sad about the cameras in particular because although I'm a shut-in, I do care a lot about having a really nice camera on hand. Also, this is like a bit of like the dog mom in me, but I'm thinking if I want to get a puppy in the next 3 months, within the next 3 months-ish, ideally. Like, they would only be a puppy for so long, and I want to take the nicest pictures of them that I can, and I don't know if I'm totally happy with my current phone anymore, but it's like a pros and cons thing, you know? Like, how much am I willing to sacrifice, you know, utility-wise, in my personal experience, for a good camera? And for the sake of having a secondary to use on stream. That's something I've been like really trying to think over. Again, because iPhones are very, very expensive. Oh. Yeah. That's all. Back to the main story. How many of the Android-only features do you actually use regularly? I mean, if they're adding a lot of quality of life changes, I think for me it's mostly getting used to the UI. It would be making that big jump. But I'm also a little guy. I don't like replacing my personal phone until it like considerably lags or like the performance on the battery are substantially decreased. I just don't like doing it. I like making the most out of what I buy. I don't know. I'm like, yippee! I'm just a little guy. It goes against my value system. I feel like I'm like not using things, you know? I'm like not like being grateful for what I have if I upgrade too soon. Even though I have some reasons, but I don't know, I just feel like those reasons aren't enough. That's why I was like, all of these reasons combined, like made me go to like a second place, like secondhand seller, because I just don't want to spend that kind of money, and I don't feel like I care enough. Yeah. Having a business phone for VTubing is probably a good idea anyway. I don't disagree, but I'm just a little guy. I'm not used to that idea of having two phones. Why two phones? Why? Also, Zerpo, I read the exact same thing. That, like, face tracking gets a lot better. Gen 12 and above. And I have an 11. I'm so stupid. I didn't, like, read things properly at the time. I didn't do my research. I was just starting out. And I literally missed the mark. I missed the mark exactly by one generation. Are you kidding me? It just pisses me off. Having two phones makes you look more professional. I am a VTuber. I am anything but professional. I'm just a little guy. Okay, back to the story. I meet the guy, and I can tell he is like trying to be sociable, but he's anxious for some reason. And he hands me the phone, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, looking at it, and I'm also like, hey, where's the girl that I was meant to meet? Is she okay? Because I arrived a little bit late, and I wanted to like apologize to her for it personally. And he was like, oh, I'm her boyfriend. She went home earlier. And I was like, okay, no problem. It only goes downhill from here. Like, it got so bad. I was like, okay, thank you very much. Can we like go into the little convenience store here by a table, and I can unbox it, and I can just do a few chucks, and then you can be on your way. I also discussed this with her beforehand, like through our messages, and he was like, hard no. He was like, no, I can't let you do that. I can't let you unbox it, because then I'll have to sell it as like open box or as used. And I was like, no, I promise you, I'm committed to like buying it. I have the cash with me, as long as I can just do a couple of checks, like check the iMate inside of the phone to make sure that everything aligns with the posting. And I said this like as nicely as I could as well. I was trying to reassure him, because his attitude at this point was incredibly like paranoid. He did not want me to open that phone. Hi Chili, welcome in. It sounds stolen. My yellow flags were going up at that point, because personally, I don't think anyone selling a legitimate device would care. And then it got a little bit funny, because he was like, you don't need to check inside the phone. Like, you can check it through the Apple support app. Like, can you get that on your phone? And I searched it up on my phone, which is an Android again, and I can't get that. That is an iOS only, and I had to explain the difference to him between the Google Play Store and the App Store, which is crazy because I know nothing about technology, and I was explaining this concept to him. He was even like, well, can your mom download it maybe? Even though my mom was clearly using a square brick Samsung, like with the hard corners. And I was like, no, she's on a Samsung too.
Yippee.
You don't need to check. Oh, hell no.
He wanted me to check with the support app. Hi Everest, welcome in. But I already knew the moment he brought it up that there would be no use to that, because he would have been checking based on the serial number from the other side of the box, which, if the phone is like illegitimate, it would mean absolutely nothing. If it's like, because like, if it's not real, they can put literally anything on the outside of the box before you open it. He was so adamant about me not opening, and like, he was getting more and more anxious, this poor kid. And I was like, dude, like, is it okay? Like, I'm just here with my mom. Like, we're just two girls. We're not out to get you or anything. I just want to do my due diligence, that's all. And he was like, I understand. It's just I got beat up by some dudes in this corner before, and I'm kind of anxious being here. And I was like, what? I was like, brother, of course I didn't think that, say that, but I was thinking like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I've never been to the neighborhood before. It definitely seemed a little bit sketch, but like, I was like, we can go somewhere else. Are you okay? And he was like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. No, let's just do it here. And I was like, wait, well, I discussed this with her and she said it would be fine. And he was like, no, I can't let you do that. I can't. And I was kind of thinking at that point, like, okay, well, it's not like I haven't bought tech from people before. In this case, what we can do, if you are that adamant, is I can give you my government ID. You can take a picture of it, and you give me yours, and I'll take a picture of yours, and then we can just have that, and I'll take it and I'll go, if it's really making you that uncomfortable. And I think some of you will probably think this is really weird, but I'm from the suburbs. People do this all the time when it comes to tech purchases. He didn't say no. I offered him my driver's license and he was like, I don't have an ID. And I was like, you don't have a driver's license? And he was like, no. And I said, are you under 18? And he was like, yes. that was the last straw for me. But then it got worse. Because obviously the question I would want to ask at that point, but I have no business asking, is how are you selling a brand new iPhone at like 15? Because 16 is how old you have to be to get your first like learner's license. He didn't even have that, which means he was either 15 or barely 16. I didn't ask that. And I was thinking at that point of how do I get an out? How do I talk my way out of this now? And suddenly he was like, why is your mom filming me, dude? Why is she filming me? I saw her, she's recording me. And I'm like, what? And my mom was like, no, I'm not. And I know she wasn't, because I had her in my peripheral vision the whole time. But all of a sudden, he's accusing my mom of recording him. But I know she wasn't doing that. Because I knew she was on WeChat texting her girlies in Chinese. But my mom is like a little bit like nearsighted. No, sorry. She's a little bit farsighted because of her age, right? So she like holds her phone like this, the same way many adults do. and I guess he didn't know what like that kind of body language meant, which is crazy. And I was like, we have no reason to be recording you. Like, we're not doing that. And my mom, like, literally goes the extra mile and shows him her whole gallery and that she hadn't been up to anything. She showed him her entire camera roll from most recent, and there was nothing, obviously. And he seemed to calm a little bit. And I was like, okay, so, like, we're good, right? And he was like, yeah, and he was, and he kept being like, we can just do it here, like, we can just set in here. And I was like, I don't want to do this on the pavement. This is a brand new phone. I want to go inside the convenience store if you're going to let me open it. And he was like, no, that's so extra. We don't need to do that. And he started like he was sweating visibly. He started tweaking. Like, I saw the sweat on his brows. At that point, I was just like going along because I felt like he was going through it, and I felt really bad for him. And like, he had no reason to be scared because earlier I had literally counted my bills with him and everything. And earlier I had also like been like, if you like let me open it with you, I can literally give you all the money first. Like, this is a public area. I know none of us are going to do anything. And you know what the final thing was? My mom was like staring him down at that point, and all of a sudden he like breaks off running. He says he needs to like catch his bus. He's like stuttering as he says it, and then he just bolts. I can't make this kind of interaction up. Like, I was flabbergasted. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was speechless. He ran off. He absolutely failed the vibe check, and my mom was like talking mad shit about him. On the way back to her car, she was like, there was something wrong with that kid. Like, things, it was not right. And I was like trying to reason with myself. I was like, did I fuck up that bad? Like, he said he had the receipt. He just said he forgot it. I discussed everything beforehand with the girl that I talked to, and she said it would be okay, and then suddenly it wasn't. Like, what did I do wrong? And she was like, let's just go. Something wasn't right. Like, I don't buy for a second that those kids had any business selling a brand new iPhone. Like, it doesn't make sense. They don't look like they work or anything. There was no girl, Yui. I don't know. I think if they were like selling a stolen phone, I don't think they were like smart enough to. He really didn't have that vibe. Like, he was smart enough to like pretend to be somebody else. Also, it kept going because like I wasn't too upset about having to drive all the way out with my mom because we were on there so that I could help her with work to begin with. So we had our own errands to run immediately after that, which was totally fine. But as we were commuting there, the girl continued to text me. And it was incredibly bizarre. She started having a fully blown meltdown in our chat. And I didn't know what to do because at that point, like, I knew she was probably under 18 and I did not want to be interacting with her, especially after if they had tried to like scam me, right? But she was having a full-blown meltdown. You know what she was doing? Like, in the marketplace chat, she was spamming the chat like 20 times over by marking it as sold and then as available, sold and then as available. Literally my entire like phone screen was just sold, available, sold, available. She was doing this like trying to hurry me to give her a response. She was like, hey, what happened? Hey, what happened? Like, she was like full-blown accusing me, and her coward boyfriend, the little guy, who like, I personally believe that they were two different people because they were feeding each other misinformation. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, no. I can't find it. I think it was archived. But... but like, she said that he told her that I tried to, like, lowball him, and I didn't show him any money, basically, which was completely false. Because I literally counted it in front of his face. I did it with him. I tried to, like, offer it to him straight up. And you know what else I did? He was like, he came up and he was like, oh, my girlfriend said she was selling this for this amount, right? And I was like, no. In the very beginning, I was like, no. We negotiated on a higher price. You're getting it wrong. I literally corrected the price and prevented him at the beginning from scamming himself. Like, they were not even in proper communication with each other. They gave each other the wrong numbers. I was like, I'm not gonna scam you out of, like, an extra 100. That's wild. It was just absolutely bizarre. And I don't know why. Like, I know for a fact this girl is a kid, and I feel bad for her. Like, genuinely, because she is, like, a little guy, right? Like, she started texting me, and she was like, I don't know what's going on. Honestly, he seems mad at me too. Like, do you still want to meet another day? We can go to the Apple store together, and you can actually check it this time. And I was like, what? Like what? It's just bizarre. Like up to that point, you would totally believe that they were out to scam, but like those last few texts that she sent me, I never replied, but I was just like, do you know what you're doing? I don't think she knew. You tell her she needs a new boyfriend. I'm not gonna tell her that, man. That's none of my business. I know for a fact that no 16-year-old girl is going to listen to some random woman on the internet they've never met about dumping their high school boyfriend. I know I have no influence over that. None at all. She's a mean little guy, though. Besides the emotional crash out that she had, she was incredibly nice to me through our messages. Like, it was 90% of the negativity, regardless of whether the product was legitimate or not, and whether she knew or not, was from the guy. I have no idea what to think. Because, like, on her initial listing, like, in her description, she said that her preferred meeting place was an Apple store. And I was just thinking, like, that's, like, part of the reason why I felt it was trustworthy, because, like, who the hell selling a fake iPhone wants to meet at an Apple store? Like, I just didn't get it. And then she offered again and to meet there. And I don't know what to think. I agree with what Song says. My biggest theory is that I think she was being used as a proxy to just talk on behalf. But she had, like, an actual crash out. It was crazy. No, my mom is mean as fuck. My mom is so mean. I'm personally so glad that she was there. I'm very, like, okay at talking with people, but when people get to that point, and like, when they kind of try to push me into a corner and consistently say things like, you know, if you don't want it, we have other people interested. He repeated that like 2 or 3 times. I was just like, I'm not pushing you either. I'm not pushing you. Why are you pushing me? Like, and I was just like, no. And my mom was basically like, in the nicest way possible, because she realized too that he was a kid. She was basically just like, fuck off. It's a common scam. Matt, I don't know about that kind of thing. I genuinely have no idea. I'm just mad. Oh, now I'm sad, and I don't know if I can ever use like an online marketplace ever again, because it just made me really sad that like teenagers are doing that kind of thing. I don't know, it's just so different. I was so timid when I was that age. And to like, I know there's a lot of teenagers who are like this, but to talk to one firsthand where they are clearly immature, but they cope with it by being confrontational and like sticking their chest out even though they're actually, they feel small. That's how they cope, and I was the exact opposite of that when I was that age, dealing with my own lack of understanding and my own insecurities, which I could see all over that kid. And like coping in completely different ways. I just felt so bad. Like, I know for a fact that both of them got home and like just did not have a good night because of that interaction. I think I really scared them. I think my mom really scared them. And like, I know for someone who's that young, that's the kind of memory that they're gonna take with them. Maybe it's for the better and they need that kind of thing to learn. But like, man, I contributed to that, and I feel really bad. I do hope they'll think twice next time.
Yippee!
Aloha mods and fellow Yaltists, I hope everyone
Hi,
is
Rat.
having a wonderful
Hello.
stream. This kinda reminds me of the time I drove like 3 hours to buy a pre-built off Facebook Marketplace, and the guy stayed in communication, and as soon as we arrived in the city they ghosted me. Anyways, remember to use code YO for 10% off your gamer subsorder, and that I love you.
Yeah, I thank you, Rat. I agree. Buying tech from any like individual is always so scary. With tech, there's always so many risks. Even if you're like buying a small appliance, you have to be careful. Like a vacuum or like a lawnmower. You still have to be really careful and try to ask the seller if they're willing to test it with you before you buy it. Hi, Emotional. Good night. Take care. Thank you very much. You gave them far more chances than I would have. I'm highly skeptical of everyone I've met. I haven't had many experiences like that in my life, I suppose. And I become immediately like soft when I realize I'm dealing with kids, and I just assume they're like making a mistake and not thinking things through because they want a little bit of spending money, right? I'd have left when I was a guy instead of the girl. I get you. I get why you guys would say that. Yeah, I just wanted to check first. I read about it, and I up until the night before the transaction, or the supposed transaction, the attempted transaction, I told a friend that I was gonna be buying a new iPhone the next day, and they were like, "Oh, you have to be careful. There's fake iPhones," and I was like, "There's fake iPhones?" I didn't know that was a thing, literally, until the night before I was supposed to meet the person, and I did a little bit of research, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is crazy." I watched a video of an unboxing, and I was like, this is crazy. They can literally imitate a box 1-to-1, first of all, which means yeah, I absolutely have to see the actual phone in that case. And they, to an untrained eye, they also imitate the entire UI and even the startup process, which is insane. The Apple start screen, when you first launch a brand new iPhone, how do you even do that? That's crazy. Yeah. Crazy. I also learned about I got paranoid a little bit after, because I genuinely never knew this to be a thing. And I also learned about phone blacklists, and I did not know. I did not know. And I was like, okay, well, in that case, I know what I have to check if I'm buying a phone from somebody. I have to go into the settings, and I have to check the IMEI. I have to do an IMEI check. I have to check if it's actually properly unlocked. And all that. They are modded Android. The funniest thing I saw from the fake iPhone comparison video was when the guy attempted to launch Apple Maps, and the Google Maps logo pops up as you're launching. It killed me when I saw it. I thought it was so funny. Yeah. On the hardware, on the outside, the camera is a dead giveaway, not just functionally, but appearance-wise, because Apple does this expensive process where the entire back side, the back plate of the phone is molded into a shape that rises and is completely smooth and one piece with the camera bump. And that's just too expensive, I suppose, for the fake manufacturers to imitate. So for them, it's a separate piece. And I was like, okay, I'll watch out for this. But we never got there, so who cares? It was wild. Anyway, I've learned my lesson this time. Maybe a little bit later than I should have, but I learned it. And I love my mom. Hi, Mortal. Thank you very much. Welcome in. I love my mom. My mom is such a hard ass whenever she needs to be. She's very tough. She's sometimes a little bit excuse me. She's sometimes a little bit too tough. She can be very, very blunt. Tiger mom. Yeah. Anyway, I'm still thinking about what I should do.
Wow.
Not knowing about fake products, Yui truly is an innocent
It-
baby.
in
Yui's
my
heart bled,
defense,
nothing bad
like,
happened in the end.
That
Also, wahoo, 15 months.
that entire manufacturing process, isn't that so crazy though? That they will have like I just couldn't fathom the thought that for something as complicated as a phone stylized in a very particular way, I didn't think it was possible that there would have to be entire teams of people basically working on the exterior design of a fake iPhone and on the internal software side of making it look like an iPhone. Like people do that? I'm still incredulous. Like, I can't believe that's a thing. I can't believe people would be able to live with themselves too, knowing that's what they do to make money, if that makes sense. It's a booming industry, fake tech. I've always known that, especially when it comes to Apple products, like AirPods, a lot of companies will produce dupes or designs that are specifically inspired by the AirPod design and sold for cheaper. They're all over Amazon and the obviously. I didn't know people produced branded fakes of tech products requiring batteries and Bluetooth and integration.
Yippee!
That's so
Makes
crazy.
sense to me. Cheap phone sold for high iPhone prices.
I didn't know. It was shocking to me to find out about it. Izuku, welcome in. And Poochie, thank you for 15 months. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. There are also fake 1 terabyte SD cards. How do you get away with that? Wouldn't it be so obvious? I don't get it. I don't get it. But I know now, at least. That's my story. I hope it was at least fun for all of you. Genuinely one of the most bizarre interactions I've ever had in my life. Insane. Ugh. And I feel so bad that I almost fell for it too. I feel really dumb.
The firmware is programmed to report 1 TB, but once it hits the 8 GB 64 GB capacity, it starts writing over itself.
So you start losing your data? That's diabolical. What? Wait, how can you sell that to people though? If you know that's going to happen, that's just a straight up fake and malicious product. Wait, why would they do that? You can't use it. What's the point? Just money? Okay. Okay. But like, can't they come back to you after they realize the product is non-functional? Like I'm saying this with the assumption that like those like fake AirPods, like they still work like fully, and they're like enough to fully fool some people into using it for the entire lifetime of the product. Still very wrong, but like a fake like storage card literally would not work. Like, wouldn't they like come back to you and like demand a refund? Like, who are you gonna go to? I don't know. Like, okay. Well, I suppose you're right in that I don't know where people buy these things. like, I know someone said like Alibaba earlier, but like, yeah, I don't even know where you would shop for these things. So I assume. And don't say it in chat. Don't say it in chat. Don't advertise them for sure.
Just large
But
enough for them to function long enough for you not to realize. By that time, they're gone.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah, okay. In that case, I see what you mean. I would like. I guess their hope. I'm assuming their hope in that case would be that like it would take you beyond any refund period to find out that the product is defective. But like what if you're like just some guy like moving over like family pictures and you like bought it to like store important things and then like that's okay. Sucks to be you. No. Man. Okay, you good? No. I'm gonna start crying. No, keep it together. I'm not crying today. No crying. No crying. Blinking them away. Nuh-uh. Absolute. No. Oh. People live like that. Okay. No crying. Okay, we're good. Alright. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh. Alright. Oh. And so... I mean, some people are bringing up, like, scam phone calls and phone centers. And... I've always known those to be a thing. I get a lot of them, personally. I've also heard, like, horror stories specifically of, like, seniors who end up falling for that kind of thing. Actually, the saddest case of a phone scam that I've ever personally had to deal with was actually in psychiatry when I was doing my practice there. I had a patient and who was like who was very wealthy self-made CEO, and she had the saddest, like, diagnosis. She had, like, psychosis and, like, a loss of rationale, not from, like, a normal mental illness. She had a brain tumor, and that was what led to her lack of judgment, which was just, it's so sad. Like, and I really hope she's okay now. But what ended up happening that led to her being admitted, the way that they actually found out in the first place, was because she started falling for phone scams. Specifically, like, phone scams from tech companies like Microsoft, like, in quotes. And she, like, apparently lost multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars to the scammers. And she did it because she believed that the tech companies, which, like, her own businesses depended on, were out for her, and she felt like she had to make those payments to prevent them from coming after her business and her family. And that broke my heart. I remember, like, I was reading her chart the morning I was assigned her, and, like, I was like crying before I even saw her. It was just like the most, like, absolutely the most awful set of circumstances, like, someone could go through. Just horrible. That's illegal, yeah, but, like, she didn't know that. She was unwell. Man, that was my one and only, like, personal or, like, semi-personal encounter with phone scams. Made me so sad. Yeah, preying on the vulnerable, for sure. Anywho, I'm glad we had this talk. It's... man. I can feel my worldview changing again, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I wanna go back. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Yippee!
I received text this summer while someone tried to scam me, but soon he changed his mind, saying Chinese don't scam Chinese.
That's so funny.
He said he was scammed by his friend to Vietnam and got imprisoned, not able to leave until he earns like $30,000 for the scam group. Saj, I tried to help him,
Oh
but
my
there's nothing I
God.
can do cause he doesn't know his location either.
Yippee!
That's
You're too
insane.
young for this world.
No, I don't think I am. I think I'm just stupid. I don't think I'm very smart when these discussions occur. And, like, I realize my perspective is genuinely so far off from what the majority of people would do. I feel really bad. I feel sorry for that guy though, Excalibur. No. I've heard of that too. Like I've heard that, like, a lot of people end up in, like, scam rings because they don't, like, have a lot of avenues. From a very early age, they don't have prospects to become educated, and even if they do, they have, like, no job prospects. and like widespread scams like that are very indicative of like socioeconomic issues impacting the entire area. I want to believe that, like, if those people had other options to do better for themselves, they would have taken it. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I think most would. I think most would too. I really do. Because, like, who wants to go home at the end of the day, every day, to their, like, families, to their parents, to their, like, kids, if they have kids, and acknowledge that that's what they do to get by? No. I studied sociology, and crime is born out of a lack of other options. It is. It very much is. Because there's so much risk associated with crime. And obviously, to people who engage in crime, the benefits to engaging in it would have to outweigh the risks. And you would have to be in very desperate waters to take on that kind of profession. Okay. Thank you for yapping with me. I'm sorry. I thought it would just be a crazy, outrageous story, but now I'm very sad.
Gift cards to pay their taxes. Sad to see their reactions when I explained they were being lied to. One time I even got a call directly at my job by the scam themselves telling me to F off. I laughed and hung up.
How? That's insane. What? Crazy crash out by the scammer. Literally, hey, give the phone to the other guy. That's crazy. Okay, well, at least I know more now. I hope that a lot of us know a little bit more now. I think we all have a lot that we can learn from each other. A little bit, with so many people sharing different perspectives from the different scams that they know about. Very grateful for that discussion. Even if it was breaking my heart. Oh. Yeah. Thank you though. I'm glad that out of that interaction I had, even if it was like really emotionally charged, no harm came to either party. I hope they didn't do anything with it in the end, but I don't know. I can't confirm or deny how they actually got it, so. But that's a story time. Yippee! If you guys know any other way for me to like maybe save a bit of money on an iOS device, I'm all ears. I'm like 80% in the market for one. Hi, Squirrel. Welcome in. We are called Yupils, but you know what? I am a bad VTuber. I am a bad salesperson in general. I do not call you guys the Yupils enough. You know what's hilarious? Genuinely, every single time that I see other VTubers tweet, like talking to their communities, like, "Hey, fandom name. Hey, fan guys. Like, what's up? I love you guys." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't do that." I don't do that at all. I'm not like, "Hey, you both." I'm sorry. Calling us chat is okay too, you know. I do the same thing with that. I don't call you guys chat a lot. I've noticed that. I think it's because I feel like calling a group of people chat is like inherently not nice. I don't know. I don't know why it comes off that way to me. I think genuinely it is like a term of endearment for like a streamer to the people they're talking to. See, I just did it there. I just did it there again. Like, I said the people they're talking to. I didn't just say like the community or like just one word. I don't do that. You see that? My God. But like I need to get in the habit. I just like I've personally never seen like referring to a group of people as like one term as like a good thing. I know that's the culture here though.
Wow.
I'm like boomer brain about it. I have to get used to it. I'll start calling you guys chat more. We the yeeple? Shut up. Out of my respect for you, I am formally asking you to never call yourselves the yeeple again. Ever. Ever. Also, Runic, thank you for 2 months. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeeple is horrible. I think yeeples are literally better than yeeple. Yeah. I mean, they're like cute names with good intentions. Maybe I should start using them more. Maybe I should. At least like chat. There's nothing wrong with like using chat. Fundamentally, I just don't do it enough. Need to start doing it. That's horrendous. Tech, see yourself out. Get out right now. Go away. Babe, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Alright. It's been 2 hours. Holy moly. We have been yapping like crazy today. Whoa. I thought I was gonna like regurgitate and then I didn't. I hate GERD. God. Okay. Thank you for helping me out. I might look at some like reputable secondhand phone sellers in the coming months. We don't have a lot of them in Canada though. Like, one thing that I've noticed between like, for example, American Amazon and Canadian Amazon is that American Amazon has an entire secondhand phone market with like warranty guarantees and everything, and it's lovely. We in Canada, we don't have that on any of the big platforms. I think we just don't have the stock for it because our population is so much smaller. It's sad though. eBay? eBay? I'm scared as shit about buying anything off eBay. Is eBay actually good for phones? Really? Might be safer to get a new one then. Okay, in that case, I've heard that Apple doesn't do sales. Like I've heard that that's like part of their philosophy, their like business strategy is that they don't do sales. I personally don't think I can ever buy tech off of eBay without being scared for my life the entire time the product is in transit. I don't think I can do it. Apple refurbished? Oh, do they have their own like secondhand market? I didn't know that. Apple has refurbished? Oh, I don't know if Apple Canada has it, but is it in Canada? They do. Whoa. Wait, that's so cool. I didn't know that. I just looked at the website in Canada and there's like no stock. there's like 3 models available. That's the most Canadian thing ever. It happens so often. I'm sorry, I'm like laughing. I know it's not funny to you guys, but I see this shit so often in Canadian markets. We don't have anything in this country. I don't know, we'll see. Thank you, Serpo. Maybe I'll take a look. Maybe I'll see. I hope I can find something nice. Alright. Thank you for all of the very enlightening information today. It made me sad, but in a good way, because I'm learning, and I really appreciate your perspectives. I feel myself growing. Okay. Alright. I am ready to grow up. I'm not ready to grow up! I don't want to grow up! I just want to be a little VTuber guy and talk to nice people and be with my family, and I want a cute dog so that I don't get lonely on the second floor. I just want to live that life until I die. I just want to be a girl with my dog, like take care of my parents, and that's it. I don't want to be. I don't want to learn those bad things. Oh. Okay. Well, I can't keep talking about it or else I'm gonna start crying again, so thank you very much again. I genuinely appreciate you guys helping me learn. I will go pee. I will come back. We will play horror games. We will have a good night together. Thank you guys for being so nice to me. It means a lot. Thank you. like you guys are genuinely very, very nice. I really seldom get weird messages, weird emails, weird DMs of any kind. You guys are very, very well-adjusted people, which is funny because I'm not. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe another one of these days, maybe we can go into all of the emails that I get being in my position, because I know they're not from you guys. There's a lot of very predatory inquiries that I think girls like myself get quite frequently. But that's for another day. For now, we will play backrooms, we will get jump scared, we will be happy, have fun time, we will look out for each other, be good people, do good, all that good stuff. I need to learn more adjectives. Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you guys. Genuinely. I love you guys. I'll be right back.